Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last episode of 2025. It is truly, truly hard to believe that the year is over and we are going to soon be celebrating and flipping the calendar over to 2026. I have so much I want to share with you because a lot happened this year. I love the recap episodes because it makes me think back on all the incredible conversations that I had with the changemakers, the inspirers, and those who are disrupting the status quo in the best way possible. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Today's the Day Changemakers Podcast. I'm your host, Jody Hope Grinwald, and what a year it has been. So much has happened. I have some stats, so I'm going to read them to you because at the end of the day, there's no way I could remember all of this. This year, we had 42 episodes. 42 episodes. I interviewed over 50 people within those 42 episodes. That is just amazing. We have been downloaded, oh my gosh, in 135 countries. 135 countries. Places I didn't even know existed in some cases, because it's been so many years of just being out there, just doing what I do, having these conversations. I started off thinking about what I was hoping for when it came to numbers, and then I realized, stop looking at the numbers, everyone. Stop worrying about the followers and the subscribers. I know that goes against every grain of what everybody has heard is really what's supposed to be about being popular. But I stopped caring about the popularity, and very quickly, actually. And I started caring truly, truly about the impact. Because if through the conversations that I had with these change makers, with the people who are just doing all they can to step outside their comfort zone and make a difference in the world, one person who would listen, it helped them, my job was done. And you know what? My guests, because they're all heart-centered, the change makers who are invited to be part of this. That's the thing. If you are a change maker doing incredible work in the world, anywhere, in your corner of the world or beyond, let me know. I want to share your story. But the reason I share the story and my reasoning for this entire platform as we celebrate 5 years, 5 years. Do you see this balloon? It's huge if you could see it in person. We are celebrating 5 years, and each and every single person's heart-centered. They didn't come on to advertise their business or to advertise themselves. They came on to share how they can help someone, how they're helping people, and why they're doing what they're doing. So let me give you some stats. So this year, incredibly this year, I interviewed a 4-star retired general of the United States. Amazing, an amazing human being who is doing leadership work. And I'm so excited. I'll share more about him soon. 2 incredible actors. Actually, my very last podcast was with Brian LaFontaine, a heart-centered, incredible human being, and Gwendolyn Osborne. Both of them were part of my Today's the Day Changemakers Forum, which we held this year. This was the 3rd one, and so excited about the fact that we will have another coming soon next year as well. And Gwendolyn's an incredible and amazing change maker in all the work she's doing, just like Brian. 6 nonprofit founders, 12 entrepreneurs. So there's lots of entrepreneurs out there, right? Each person who opens a business is doing something, right? Doing something in the world. But these entrepreneurs were doing something in the world that really is helping other people. Every one of us is a change maker. It doesn't matter what store you have, what business you have. If you're doing something to help someone in some way, you are a change maker. I also interviewed 2 recovering addicts who are doing amazing, and they shared their incredible, vulnerable stories with us to help those out there who are, or maybe still right now, dealing with being in the midst of figuring out how to get through recovery, but also for those who are in recovery and how to keep them motivated, and those who love them and want to be able to wrap their arms around them. And they shared such incredible stories, and Armin is one of them. And Armin helped me in regards to something I'll share with you shortly, Kamachian. He helped me because he wrote a book called He Calls Me Redeemed. And it was because of an organization that he recommended to me that my book is coming out. Wrong side. It's this side. Live It is coming out. More to come on that. I interviewed the oldest Ferrari female race car driver, who I wish I looked like. She's beautiful. She's got a beautiful heart. Lisa Clark, incredible, incredible people, and so many more. A humor historian, someone from the Department of Labor of New Jersey who is doing great work. She's also part of my book. The humor historian's part of my book. The Ferrari race car driver's part of my book. And two incredible young advocates from Democracy. And Sarah Jekyll, who is also the founder of Democracy, she is also in my book. And the list goes on and on. I wish I could highlight all 42 episodes, but that would take up this entire recap. 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, I sat on my sister's couch after working full time for an organization, and it was COVID time, December 2020. And in October of 2020, the organization I worked for said, hey, we're going to have to move you over to consulting instead of working full time for us because it's just a difficult time. It made perfect sense, but it still hit me pretty hard considering I loved the work I was doing. I loved the people I was working with and for, and that was a difficult transition. Plus, I still was doing my certified professional coaching business, working with leaders, working with teams, career transition, love, 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 anything related to connection and helping with transformation. Every single day, that's what brings me joy. That is my work, and it guides me just as much as I guide my clients. But when they made that decision and said that they would have to move me from my full-time position to a consulting position, I remember sitting on my sister's couch, same year that me and my ex at that point, after 20-something years, split. I had one child going through the first year of college during that time. The other had just graduated. It was just a very transitional time for me. And I thought about this podcast that I didn't even have a name for, that I thought of back in 2016 when I went back to school to become a certified professional coach and get my certification. And as I sat there, I thought about all of the people I knew and all of the stories and how much I wanted perspective while I was dealing with this transitional time. And maybe I could just interview the people, the incredible people that I knew, and share all the incredible work that they were doing and help others find and connect with perspective. As a coach, you're still learning too, and you also have to coach yourself. And so what's wonderful is when you are able to coach your clients, because there are things that you have not just been taught about, but have experience with. So scared as I was ever to start a podcast, not knowing how, not knowing who I was going to interview, not knowing anything, I said, I'm going to do it. And I remember the feeling being so overwhelming. It didn't matter. I was like, I don't know how to do any of this. I don't know if this is going to work. I can fall on my face. People may think I'm crazy. People may think the judgment just kept coming and coming. How many times have you wanted to do something and stopped yourself because you were like, if this doesn't work out, how am I going to look? Well, I just want to show you there is a number 5 right here. And this number 5 is 5 years of podcasting, 5 years of interviews, over 200 people I've interviewed. As I said, I've interviewed a retired 4-star general. I've interviewed a former FBI agent, the executive producer of a TV show. I don't know how I met these people. I don't even know how all of it happened. I mean, I know, but it just, if you talk to Jody 5 years ago, sitting on a couch deciding to start a podcast, I didn't know if I'd get through the first 5 episodes. I didn't even know how I was going to launch them. Thank goodness for my daughter and my brother-in-law and my daughter and my son-in-law, now son-in-law, who helped me with the music and helped me to produce it. And then lo and behold, the person who's producing it for me now, she's also in the book Live It. She worked with me when I worked at the Heart Association. So many things just started to come about. So many things just unfolded, none of which would have even been a thought process 5 years ago on that couch. So as you're turning the page to a new year, I hope that whatever that thing is that you're like, I just don't know how. I want to so badly. And it may not be a straight line. I wanted to start a podcast back in 2016, but I was like, it's not going to, no, too afraid, not going to do it. Now, not only did I start a podcast 5 years ago, but 15 years ago, I wanted to write a book, a memoir. It was a lot I wanted to share throughout my life, things that I had been through. And those things continued to grow over those 15 years too. But the book wound up being something else. So I kept thinking how badly I wanted to write this book in this past year. And as I was driving with my husband, we talked about the fact that I want to write a memoir. I just didn't feel ready for that. And I had originally the first year thought, I'm going to ask all of the podcast guests the same last question and utilize their answers as my first book if I couldn't do the memoir. That didn't happen. And then we're seeing a lot of these different books where people were coming together to write them. And although I don't love the word compilation or anthology, for some reason I don't. That's just me personally. They're beautiful, wonderful books. I love what they share and they teach, and I love that they come together. But a lot of times, for whatever reason, people don't view them as the same thing as a singular author. And I don't think that's fair, because when you put great minds together and you put like-minded people together who want to share about a mission or share about lessons learned, oh my goodness, what incredible things can happen. So he said to me, you have a book in you already with all of these change makers. And I thought to myself, okay, let me rethink this. I spoke to my mentor who wrote the forward to Live It, which is behind me on, I can't even think, backwards here, Live It. If you're watching YouTube, you're watching me try to figure out which side is on, the 5 is on one side for 5 years and the cover of the book is on the other. And Today's the Day Live It was born, oh my God, with so much fear. I started reaching out to some of my past podcast guests saying, if I was to start to do this book, talking about how we are on the edge of our comfort zone, and when we are at the edge of our comfort zone, when we don't even know how we're going to make something happen, but the why is just so big, how did we get there? Podcast was one of those things, and you'll read a lot about that in the book, about how that all came about for me. But I wanted others who I knew had been through so much to share how they overcame things, lessons in leadership, lessons in entrepreneurship, lessons in compassion, lessons in trauma, them overcoming trauma, everyday change makers, leaders, people who are just doing incredible work, living a life that is so much about giving and compassion and empathy, and how to overcome things. Because so many of people I've spoken to, even the ones on the podcast, even the ones in the book, imposter syndrome, feeling stuck, we don't talk about it enough. And we all, no matter what our titles are, because our titles, we've been taught that our titles define us. They don't define us, only if we allow them to. And there was somebody I asked to be on there. You're going to read about this in the book. There was someone I asked if I could be on their show because I invited them to my show. But they told me I didn't have enough Instagram followers. And that made me really think, is that all I'm really about? Is how many Instagram followers I have? How many subscribers I have? Does it matter that I started a nonprofit, the Zach Gia Plutter Kids Foundation, helping to fund children with my co-founder, Melissa? We fund children for the last 8 years who would not be able to take lessons in dance, acting, singing, or instrumental music at a local studio close to their home, 100% funded. We started it with the last $100 bill that was in our dad's wallet. And now in the state of New Jersey, we are funding children in 12 counties. That didn't matter. Didn't matter that I was vice president of development for an organization, a large organization, or executive director for an organization, or a prior CEO of a 60-year business organization, or I started a podcast, or I run an international forum, or I'm writing a book. None of that mattered. What mattered was how many Instagram followers I had. And I realized we are so dedicated to the numbers that it takes away our value of the work that we have. Because every single follower that I have, whether 300, 400, 500, whatever it may be on any of the organizations, those are real people. I'm not buying them. I want to connect with real people. If they resonate with me, I want to resonate with them. I want to be able to connect with people. Connection is my platform. We throw that word away so much. So the book is not about titles. It's not about followers. It's about life. It's about making a difference. It's about inviting you in as the listener and the reader to be part of Today's the Day ecosystem, to connect with all of these incredible authors that are part of this book. The book comes out January 20th. I'm so excited. We have an East Coast launch, a West Coast launch. Those are private launches, but the book signings are coming, and we will let you know when they happen. You'll be seeing press releases going out. You'll be seeing so many things on Instagram and Facebook. Go to Today is the Day Live It. You can go to the website todayisthedayliveit.com for more information. Right now on Amazon, you can pre-order the book, and shortly on barnesandnoble.com, you'll be able to pre-order the book there, but the book goes live January 20th. In 5 years, I've had over 200 guests, been listened to in over 130 something countries, and I have a book. And the only thing that matters is the one person that reaches out to me and says, hey, what you shared, it really helped me. And then there are going to be those people who I'll never meet. I'll never know they listened. They're in Germany. They're somewhere far, far away. And maybe something that was said helps them do something. That's what I care about. That's what matters to me. My father taught me to practice the religion of kindness and that life is about conversation, a hug, and showing up. And I just want whatever my legacy is that I leave in this world, because I believe we all take up space, is that the people that know me know that I care, I'm there, they're not alone, and that there's hope and help, whether it's a leadership challenge, it's a addiction challenge, it is, I'm feeling, I'm having trouble in my relationship. Whenever there's one disconnection in your life links, because all of it is linked together, it really truly is a circle of all the things: family, career, feeling confidence, clarity. It's all linked together. And when one of those links are broken, that they're disconnected, that's when things start to happen. And my hope is through all the different pieces, my coaching, my consulting, the book, the Today's the Day Changemakers podcast, the International Changemakers Forum, the soon to be connective, where you'll be able to be a member and meet these incredible people. Not just talk to me, but meet the incredible people that are part of the podcast, because they want to meet you. They want to help other people. That's why they're invited in. The lessons that have been learned throughout the time that I've been part of this myself, oh my goodness, are exponential. So I just pray that all of you who have listened, who have been a part of this, who have joined me, know how much I appreciate all of you, that you've been steadfast on this journey with us, and that you know there's so much more to come. And if you have suggestions, ideas, things that you're missing in business, in personal life, something that you could think of that you need some help building, something that you could think of that you need some help building within yourself, please know that I'm here. Please take a look at the book. We're so excited to share it with you. Please continue to listen and subscribe, but know that no matter what, today is the day was started to help you, the listener. And Changemakers is celebrating 5 years. Celebrate 5 years with us. More incredible episodes to come. Take a listen to the first 2 episodes. You're going to hear from the authors of Live It. And it's from Today's the Day, Live It, from the edge of comfort to the center of impact. Changemakers from California to Uganda. Let's get 2026 started off right. Find your word. What is your word for 2026? Mine is brave. Mine is brave. And every year, I also pick the year of something. Last year was the year of the turtle. And I'll be sharing more about what this year is going to be about. Every year, one year was the year of the tree, one year was the year of the butterfly, and there's always a reason that I pick something that represents what I'm going to look to throughout the year. What's going to be my sign when I'm feeling like I'm feeling challenged? This year is the year of being brave. The book is launching and so many new things are happening. And I want to thank you again for your time, for your understanding. And I want to make a special announcement too, to our connection sponsor for our book launch, Pam 10. Chaya Pamela and her incredible team. They are truly amazing. And I hope you will take a look and you will see where you can find out more from Pam 10 and all the work that they do to help businesses. They are an incredible team. Chaya is an incredible leader. And I want to thank Chaya and her team and Pam 10 for sponsoring our book launch, coming soon on both the West Coast and the East Coast. And then soon those book signings. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And as I say at the end of every single podcast, today is the day. You cannot go back to yesterday, and you do not yet own tomorrow. So what small or large steps are you going to take today to get yourself closer to your goals? Thank you, everyone. Let's get this year started out right. Cheers with my coffee. to 2026. Bye, everybody.